Alright, see, like I was saying before, even had the YouTube video about it. The elemental damage is important. People in the stream already knew about this for a while now. I even made a recent YouTube video talking about it. Well, people not following are completely missing out. Alright, look, listen. Blacksmith had 3 goals, okay? One is to show the importance of survivability. So you need heals, like the gun's damage over time. Another is to show how useful being on element is, the shield. So elemental advantage. Well, the third is to just say fuck you and gacha RNG while in playing the game too, but we've had elemental advantage shield scenario before. Like in early co-op, like in Chainsaw Man. That's when they introduced the co-op rankings, by the way. But you see, co-op wasn't convincing enough. They released D, who was supposed to be an answer to Modernia boss, right? But people look at her primarily for her initial burst and stun immunity. They weren't looking at her other kit. Like, in case you didn't know, another part of her kit was elemental advantage. It was overlooked because she was SMG, and so they didn't really look at her as proper DPS. Well, now here comes Blacksmith. You show the problem and then sell the solution. The classic gacha strats. Summer Mary and Summer Neon surely have elementals in them, right? This is them saying, look, we'll have bosses that are heal checks. We'll have bosses where you want to be elemental advantage. If you guys weren't rolling for elemental damage yet on your overloads, you better be doing it now, because I already talked about it in that other YouTube video. Make sure to check it out. I'll link at the end of the video in description. Well, let's see the kits here. The Summer Mary got posted already, and then Intern Kun apparently leaked Summer Neons also. Seems like she's an attacker, machine gun, and water burst 3. So we got our handy dandy translator, and then Pridewind did some rough translation for us, so we'll go right into it. Summer Mary is like just a supporter, sniper rifle, water. It looks like, oh god, another Tetra sniper. Oh god. Anyways, the effects when entering full burst affects all allies. It effect changes the number of activation times, so this is like a scaling on how much the heal she is going to do. These do end up stacking up to 3 times, you know, similar to Litter, however other characters. So she heals more over time, and it affects when using burst skill, affects all other water units, damage a strong element. Oh god, that's another, yep. And then affects all water code allies, attack. Yeah, again, I talked about it in the YouTube video. It's so we know already that this is gonna happen. It's coming. If you guys weren't prepared yet, well, you know, a lot of people were already aware of it actually. Affects all allies, and then she has heals, so I guess like you could use her as a healer, but then I guess one downside on it is she's burst 1 and she doesn't have cooldown reduction. So I could see her going together with Dala instead. Yeah, she doesn't have a cooldown reduction here, so you'll probably partner her with Dala for burst 2, and that's fine. I mean, it's not like everyone has to be water in her team, but yeah, she looks pretty good, especially damage a strong element is a separate multiplier, so you don't really want to miss out on this. It was only a matter of time before we get elemental damage buffers to the whole team, so this was definitely, we knew, you know, not knowing leaks, but like we knew that it felt like it's just gonna come. All right, next one, there was some leaks with the Intern Kun. They accidentally published the image, I think, and so, well, here we go. We got the translation. I'll just go through the Pridewind's site instead because they had some better translation on that. Summer Neon, burst 3 looks like again machine gun is really good because it has really good core shot rate, you know, hit rate, and it'll be able to just do core shots, and the farther the boss is, the more effective they are just in general compared to other weapon types. Alright, full burst activates when entering full burst, affects self. Damage to interruption part. Damage to interruption part is kind of like whatever, I'll be honest with you, because most of the time the interruption part can be answered just by properly doing full burst. Like in this blacksmith mode, we were able to deal with the interruption parts as long as we time our burst properly. This could be boss parts, not interruption parts. Oh, if it's boss parts, that's actually good. So I guess it depends. Yeah, if it's boss parts, yeah. Anyways, number 2 activates when entering burst 3, affects self, and damages strong element, and another stacking damages strong element. Again, this is really good because it's a combination of separate multipliers. For machine gun, just in general, just have a better hit rate on the core, so even when the boss is far, so it's good to hit the core there. If there's anything that's downside, they do generate energy a little bit less, but usually you can work around with it with other rocket launcher or sniper rifle, or just in general, if you do hit the core, you do get faster gen. And then the burst effect, it says affect damage attack 11% for 10 rounds and affects target if it's fire code. Yeah, the numbers do seem low on it, so the numbers probably aren't final, or maybe they fumbled on this, but then maybe it's not 10 rounds instead, because machine guns do have low multipliers because of their high fire rate, so we'll see on that one. But anyways, the way I see it is, again, these are coming together. Yeah, actually, looking at this one, the auto translation seems like it's parts damage, so it seems like it might be good for parts. I think that these 2 units are going to be really great, but obviously they're also going to be niche. That's one downside on it. So I think this is more just like looking at it on long term. If you do get them, it's just gonna be useful for like future soul raids where it's equalized. But I could probably see our future unit raid having another fire type boss. Maybe Nihilister might make another comeback, and I could see these units actually being useful for Nihilister if it is increased part damage. Nihilister has always a body part that you can attack on, and this one would be, she does need healing. It will be useful for teams that doesn't have litter. Oh yeah, that's about it. Make sure to follow the Twitch as I discuss these things with my chat. We figure these things out along the way. If you guys haven't subbed yet to my YouTube, you know how it is. I talked about all these kind of things. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.